to another edition of the 3 Pound Mafia. We're here at the set for the Lost TV show, and we got a special interview today with Deb and Amy.
How are you? Yeah, they said when you stop dancing, make sure you get a good job because then you'll have 401k and health insurance. Well, guess what? I can buy that stuff.
Right.
I don't need that. Really, the only thing that I would say was missing or that was lacking in my dance career was the fact that we were not allowed a day off.
Right.
You were not allowed a day off unless Siegfried and Roy took a day off. So now, yeah, every day is a day off to me now because now I'm truly in charge of my life.
One of the things that you mentioned is important because it's a mindset shift that a lot of people think, well, I have to have a job with that 401k, this magic 401k. And we find there's so many other ways to invest in our retirement and our future through real estate, through a variety of other ways that we have control over our 401k. Someone else isn't saying, well, this is where your money's going and that's it. Or like you said, I didn't know I could buy my own health insurance. And a lot of people don't. They think, well, I have to have this job because I need health insurance. But when you map it out and you go, well, wait a minute, if I made this much more in my own business, I can easily afford health insurance and I'll have that much more of a surplus.
Yeah, and I have friends who work still in hotel casinos on the Las Vegas Strip. They're cocktail waitresses, they're massage therapists, they're blackjack dealers. And they say, but what about security? You don't know if something changes in your business. You don't know. You don't have that security that I have of working in a hotel. And I said, well, to me, I know that I will always be able to create an income for myself. I feel like I have a lot more security than they do because if that hotel closes tomorrow, like Siegfried and Roy just closed like this, security is gone. Security means nothing when it comes to working for a corporation, really. Things can change.
Times have changed.
Times have changed. I mean, Ford Motors, actually, they've lost like $12 billion this year. They've been around forever.
Yeah.
And they're laying people off. So security to me is in the eye of the beholder. Because I said, I will always find a way to create income for myself. Like I said, investments, real estate, different things, but regular
shoe shining.
Shoe shining. You can even
choose a shoe shiner in Vegas.
I was a shoe shiner, Mandalay Bay in Vegas. Great job. If you've ever been to Las Vegas, get your shoe shine for business. I may have done it. May have been the one.
That reminds me of what Tom was saying earlier at lunch. And he was sharing a little bit about his friend and the quality of life and almost on a rating scale. So Tom, would you be willing to share a little bit about what your friend revealed about life and what it's all about? And if you could do a 360 to film.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty cool little filter that your friend has and how much it's holding them back.
Absolutely. It's actually my best friend. And he and I had a conversation one day a few years ago, and he said, Tom, I look at your life, and he said, I can see that you have some days that are 10s. Obviously, you have some days that are 1s. You have days that are, somewhere in between. He said, but I can see that your motivation is that you've had a 10, and if you try harder, again, you may have another 10. And I said, that's true. That's completely true. That's the motivation I live my life by, because I know I've had that experience before that was the best, and if I continue to try, I'll have another day that will be a 10. He said, well, my problem is every day for me is a 6. It's a 5. It's a 6. He said, the best days are 6s. The worst days, they're not that bad. They're 6s. He said, so I really have very little motivation to really try to do anything different because the worst it can ever be is a 5 or a 6. And the best it will ever be is a 5 or 6. And I said, wow, that's terrible. That would be a terrible way for me to have to live my life. But that made it more clear to me how some people are different and what some people's motivation is. If you know that you can achieve a 10, you'll be willing to do things that may be a little bit uncomfortable, maybe a little bit trying on your nerves or your patience. So these are the things that we have to look inside ourselves and see, do I want to live every day like a 5? Do I want to try and get that 10? I may fall short, I may have a 1, I may have a 2, but the sweetness, the joy of having one day that's a 10, for me, outweighs weeks with 5s or 6s.
That's good. It's all about your life the way you want.
Hey Tom, what would you say today is?
I think today's a 9 or a 10.
Just a 9 or a 10?
Yeah, I can live with that.
What would make it a 20?
For me, at this stage in my life, I really look to those shrimp trucks. I think the secret of
Oh,
life is
yeah,
inside those
I've
shrimp
got to bring
trucks.
it to the shrimp truck.
Yeah, food and fast cars. That's I'm with you.
It's going to be money. See, I would have thought going to the internet, right? He's going to go to the car and check his wireless internet connection, and he's going to check his shopping cart, and he's going to go, oh, I just made money while hanging out on the beach. That would make it a 10, right? That'd make it a 10. Is this a 10-day, Tom?
It was a 10+ day.
And why?
Because I had fun and I made money on my website today.
So you checked the internet
I
again.
did. I absolutely did.
But you still enjoyed the sunset?
Absolutely beautiful.
All right. Ready for shrimp and tie now?
Ready for shrimp and tie.